Hello, planet Earth. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're at IDK, my BFF Jill, 730.
My BFF Jill, 730.
I'm Preston L. Young, wishing you warm salutations and congratulations, as always. You've made your way to the Buffyngton Post. Today it's time to talk about something that I'm tired of arguing with people about in my comment section, and that's the Shanshu prophecy.
The time has come.
And so without further ado, let's drown in some footwear.
You ready?
Dig in, dig deep, deserve what you reap. Don't you know the truth will set you free?
Quick recap. At the end of Angel Season 1, we find out that there's this thing called the Shanshu prophecy. And basically, it means that the vampire with a soul will blah 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 go through the trials and the coming darkness, and wham bam poof, he will become human. Yay! And so we get this idea at the end of Angel Season 1, which is the end of Buffy Season 4, that eventually Angel will get to, be human again. He'll, have atoned for his sins, and everything will be hunky frickin' dory. And the idea is that once he's human, he and Buffy can just ride off into the sunset and do the we're human together in a utopian wonderland, which is kind of like, spoiler alert, Twilight, but it's not even a thing. So, whatever, the show goes on, and basically what this does is it gives Angel this kind of endpoint that the show can get to, right? It's like, any season now, the season finale is going to be Angel's a human. And that just isn't the way that it goes. And so, whatever, Angel, sure, he, fights for the good of, good, and he fights for the downtrodden and the underrepresented and all this extra, but the thing that the Shanshu prophecy kind of injects into and introduces into the Buffyverse is that Angel gets a reward for his good deeds. It's this prize at the end. And a lot of the beginning of Angel Season 2, the whole premise of the premiere is that he's trying to get to this reward. And that shouldn't be what fighting is about. What Willow says to Buffy in Choices, she says, I don't think you do it because you have to or because you're supposed to. I think you do it because you know it's right, or something to those terms. And that's what the fight is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about the fight and doing what's right because it's right and because it feels good to do that thing. And the Shanshu prophecy kind of undermines all of that. It takes away personal responsibility, and it takes away that real kind of just feeling of doing good for goodness sake. And it says, no, you get something out of being good. And I don't ever think that is the right way to teach anyone, children, adults, young people, what have you. I don't think that's a healthy message to send to anyone. And so the Shanshu prophecy has kind of always bothered me.
Exactly.
But again, the underlying thing is it's just a device so that Angel and Buffy can truly be together and be happy, whatever. So there are several ways to kind of look at the Shanshu prophecy, which is that, alright, Angel did in fact become human in, what's that episode that all of you people love, and it's just kind of meh, it didn't really happen. Oh god, what's the name of that episode? I Will Remember You. Duh. I didn't. But yeah, so Angel actually does become human in I Will Remember You. And so, maybe that little, fraction of time, even though they went back and rewound time, it still happened within reality because Angel remembers it, and so it's real for him. Stay with me. And so maybe that was Angel getting his reward, but then he denied it. But we're kind of led to believe that that's not even really the case, because we don't find out about the Shanshu prophecy until the end of Season 1, and I Will Remember You was episode 9-ish, I think, of season 1. So that's a whole thing, but you could kind of chalk it up to you've already Shanshu'd and you denied it, so the end. But we find out in season 5 of Angel that in order to join the Circle of the Black Thorn, Angel has to actually sign over his inheritance of this Shanshu prophecy. He has to sign it away so that it's like null and void. Now the thing is, we had this whole debate earlier in season 5 of Angel where like, okay, so in season 7, or technically at the end of season 6 of Buffy, Spike got his soul, and so like there are now 2 vampires with souls. And then we find out that like, oh, there might be this split in the prophecy, but that was all actually a farce. And so there was kind of this question about whether or not it was Spike or Angel that was meant to get the Shanshu prophecy, okay? Even though Angel signs it away at the end, you could headcanon in a way to say, oh, well now Spike can inherit it. But I don't think that's exactly how that works. Now, first of all, the real problem that I have with the Shanshu prophecy and a lot of what you certain people out there, Planet Earth, you know who you are, Planet Earth. You basically care about the Shanshu prophecy because it's like Angel versus Spike, and the only reason you care about the Shanshu prophecy with being Angel versus Spike is because it's really not about them, it's about Bangel versus Spuffy. And I don't care about that. I really don't care about the Bangel versus Buffy argument. And what everybody wants is to kind of paint the Shanshu that works for their shipping or pairing or what the heck ever, or whoever your favorite character is. And for me, that's not what the Shanshu is about at all.
Get out, get out, get out!
And basically what I'm trying to say by that is I feel like a lot of people aren't invested in the idea of the Shanshu prophecy for Spuffy or for Bangel. It's really about yourself and where you lie. It goes back to the whole selfish nature of the Shanshu prophecy and the great big kind of monkey wrench it is to the very ideology of what Angel is supposed to be about. And so choosing a side, as you will, on who you think should inherit the Shanshu is honestly just kind of selfish, and I think it's short-sighted, and I think it doesn't really take into account the bigger picture of what the Shanshu prophecy really means, which is you've got a choice. You know, you've got this choice to do things. So I really hate the kind of selfish fandom nature that comes with the arguments that I hear for the Shanshu on one plane or another. What the Shanshu is about for me is what Angel does at the very end of season 5, which is to sign it away. I think by Angel signing away the Shanshu prophecy, it really does cement the fact that it was meant for him, A, because if they needed his signature on it, why wouldn't they need Spike's if Spike is a candidate? So that just goes off the table. It immediately, for me, takes Spike off the table. It was never meant for him. And so by Angel signing it away, even if Spike could inherit it, I think it means that that prophecy is now null and void because Angel is not willing to receive it, which tells me, again, that it was actually meant for him. And what that does for me is, like, the whole point of frickin' Not Fade Away. Like, the whole point of Not Fade Away is, like, there may be no good reason to fight, but the goodness to find reason. Like, there shouldn't be a reward. There shouldn't be some pearly gates or trophy or crown or any kind of reward for doing good and doing it for goodness sake. The reward should just be the doing good. And even that isn't really a reward. You should just know that it's right and do it for the doing. And I think that's what Angel was always trying to be about. And I think that they really introduced the Shanshu prophecy just so that all along Angel would end up denying it, that he would disapprove of what it stands for. I really like to headcanon that, and I hope that is the situation. But it could be argued that it was supposed to be this endpoint for them to ride off into the sunset. That's kind of the way it comes across at first, but it's not the way that I like to interpret it. I like to think that no matter what had gone down, if Angel had actually gone its 7 seasons, Angel would have, by the end, at some point or another, signed it away, because it's not what Angel is about. Angel is about doing the right thing because it's the right thing, not because you're going to get paid for it. Like, that's the whole like problem with Angel and Cordelia in season 1, is like Cordelia is saying, we have this place, we need to pay for it, we're doing these things, we need to get paid for it. And Angel is saying the whole time, no, we should do it because it's right. And so because Angel comes from there, the idea that he goes back there but with a new kind of understanding of why it's so important comes with sacrifice. It comes with sacrifice. He knows that this could really be a thing for him, but that's not the thing that he's about. And so I really appreciate that from Angel, and I like to take that from the Shanshu prophecy.
There isn't gonna be a reveal.
And now one thing to really think about is, okay, in Angel After the Fall, Angel does in fact become human. But he reasons that that's not a real Shanshu. So Angel, because he threw the monkey wrench into Wolfram and Hart's plans, they rained hell down all around LA. They created this like crazy like alternate reality that's kind of real but kind of not real, but technically since everybody remembers that it's super real, but it's kind of compressed in time. It's a whole situation. Check out my Angel After the Fall video, which by the way is not the worst explanation of Angel After the Fall ever. Thank you very much. But anyway, so Angel becomes human within this tangent universe, if you will. And my thinking is that if there was a Shanshu prophecy, that's where Angel inherits it. But Angel himself reasons it away that it's technically not. And then, if you look a little bit further into the Angel comics that are kind of like post After the Fall, we find out that, like from Wesley, that technically Wolfram and Hart never filed that version of the prophecy, and so, like, technically the Shanshu prophecy is still on the table, which to me just kind of muddies the whole situation, and it takes all of the force out of the signing away of that prophecy. Now, the punchline is, I don't think the prophecy matters either way. I like to headcanon that when he signed it away, and he doesn't want it, or he doesn't feel it's right. It goes back to the whole Gem of Amara situation. Angel knew that having the Gem of Amara was wrong because he had to, like, suffer for things. And he had to really pay his dues. And paying your dues doesn't mean that you get off scot-free. It doesn't mean that you get a new life. It just means that you get a true life. A life that is real. That life doesn't have to be a human life. Angel, he is technically dead, but because he has a soul, he does have this inner life. He does have something else within him. He's not just this dead thing, and he's not just a monster. And so to have the Shanshu there after everything that Angel has done and everything that Angel has told us that he stands for, it really does just undermine everything. And the same argument can be said for Spike. Spike, first of all, I don't associate the Shanshu with Spike, and I don't want the Shanshu for Spike just because he's in love with Buffy. I feel like Spike's having a soul isn't a curse on him the way that Angel's is, and so if he wants to be with Buffy, really, they can be in a very like physically intimate way, etc., etc., and it's not reliant upon him becoming human. The whole poetry behind Spike and the poetry that she loves him is that he hasn't always had this soul, and she kind of grew to love him despite his being a monster, which is this whole thing that's kind of completely different from the thing with Angel. It's like she loves him, not the monster version of him. She loves the human part of him that she can never actually have. Like that's the whole difference between Angel and Spike for me. But like the fact of the matter is, I don't think it's right for the Spike character to become human to please Buffy, because we know that he never needed that in the first place to please her. the difference between that and Angel is when Angel doesn't have that personhood to him, Buffy detests him. Like, she loves who he used to be, but his having a soul and being a person is what drew her to him. Whereas with Spike, it was the being a monster in the whole situation, like I've said 3 times now. And so, like, my point is, there's this episode in season 5 of Angel where Angel meets number 5, like numero 5, the cautionary tale of numero 5, and he really admires numero 5 because he does stand for something. He stands for something, and even though he sold out and he kind of bought into Wolfram and Hart's whole idea of the Shanshu of like, oh, well, paying off your debts to whatever, he eventually chooses to die. Like, numero 5 dies. And it's after this that Angel goes and revisits the Shanshu prophecy. But I feel like this is the whole idea of numero 5, is that Angel got it all wrong. The best thing that Angel can really do for himself is to die in service of the real good. The thing is, I don't want Angel to become human and have to relive his life as a human. I would rather that Angel have to like go on forever being tormented or what the heck ever, but helping people. But honestly, if I'm going to be really honest with myself, I would like for Angel to be able to die and to be done with all of this.
Can we rest now?
And the real problem that I have with the Buffyverse at large and with like Angel himself is, why does everyone just assume that Angel will go to hell? I don't get that aspect of the Buffyverse and of the Angel show. Like, I don't understand why it's a given for everyone that Angel will automatically go to hell if he should die as a vampire.
Darling, take a look around. There's a lot to see.
Because he's not like a regular vampire. He does in fact have a soul.
Your soul.
And the fact that Angel himself is a Christian and a Catholic on top of that, like, the idea is that with Christianity, no matter what you've done, you can be forgiven, you can be reborn, you can be a new man. And for Angel to really believe, despite his like super Catholic guilt and all this extra, that given who he is and what he really believes and what he has done through his actions and what he has inspired other people to do, it doesn't make any sense to me that Angel would believe that his death would send him straight to hell. I don't know how that works for the mentality of the majority of the people within the Buffyverse. It seems that Cordelia is the only one who really and truly believes in him. Which is sad, because like, who would have thunk that Cordelia had it right this whole time? But the fact of the matter is, I think the Shanshu prophecy is a bunch of bullshit, and I don't think we should be paying any attention to it. And I really would like for the comic books and whatever version of the Buffyverse we get going forward, no matter how it's kind of given to us in whatever medium, I would like for them to say the Shanshu prophecy is in fact null and void. For me, the Shanshu is a non-issue. It's all about a sacrifice. You give that up in order to live a true life that is truly yours, not some other new one that may or may not be promised to you. It doesn't. The Shanshu prophecy is a get out of jail free card, and that's just not what Angel is about. And that's why I don't think that the Shanshu prophecy belongs to Spike either, is because the Shanshu prophecy is very specifically born of Angel and his story. It's completely separate from Spike. It has nothing to do with him. It is this stone that goes on a scale, and like, how much does that stone weigh to you? And to me, it weighs less than sunlight, because it's not worth it. It's not worth doing things selfishly for good. It's all about the doing of the good. And so this is like the last discussion we're going to have about the Shanshu prophecy. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of people telling me I'm wrong about it, because I can't be wrong It's just how I feel. And since we haven't really revisited the whole Shanshu bullshit for the majority of the season 9 on comics, like, let's just call it a draw. Shanshu off the table. Let's stop talking about it. Like, stop trying to make Shanshu happen.
It's not going to happen.
Anyway, Planet Earth, that's all I got for today. I'm Preston L. Young. I hope you're having a great 2018 so far, everybody. You can come right back here to the Buffyngton Post anytime for Buffy the Vampire Slayer reviews, Angel and Faith reviews, Angel and Frederia, Cruising Through Time reviews, more Buffyverse discussions, more discussions on the other Slayers, and more stuff. Stay tuned for those Westworld reviews. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts on the Shanshu prophecy and how I'm all wrong about it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, question. Have yourself a great day today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
We have all the faith in the world in you. We'll always be with you. You've got a world of strength in your heart. I know you do. You just have to find it again. Believe in yourself.
Where do we go from here?
My BFF.
Joe?
730.